welcome. This is another video in my NIV Bible reading series. And in this video, I will be reading through Leviticus chapter 19 and 20, because I think they go together quite nicely. This is the NIV version, if I haven't said it already, and you haven't read it for the title. It stands for New International Version. And yeah, let's just get into it. It looks so dark on screen. Whatever. The Lord said to Moses, "Speak to the entire assembly of Israel and say to them, 'Be holy, because I, the Lord your God, am holy. Each of you must respect his mother and father, and you must observe my Sabbaths. I am the Lord your God. Do not turn to idols or make gods of cast metal for yourselves. I am the Lord your God. When you sacrifice a fellowship offering to the Lord, sacrifice it in such a way that it will be accepted on your behalf. It shall be eaten on the day you sacrifice it, or on the next day. Anything left over until the third day must be burned up. If any of it is eaten on the third day, it is impure and will not be accepted. Whoever eats it will be held responsible because he has desecrated what is holy to the Lord. That person must be cut off from his people.'" When you reap the harvest of your land, do not reap to the very edges of your field or gather the gleanings of your harvest. Do not go over your vineyard a second time or pick up the grapes that have fallen. Leave them for the poor and the alien. I am the Lord your God. Do not steal, do not lie, do not deceive one another. Do not swear falsely by my name and so profane the name of your God. I am the Lord. Do not defraud your neighbor or rob him. Do not hold back the wages of a hired man overnight. Did I skip? Do not hold back the wages of a hired man overnight. Do not curse the deaf or put a stumbling block in front of the blind, but fear your God. I am the Lord. Do not pervert justice. Do not show partiality to the poor or favoritism to the great, but judge your neighbor fairly. Do not go about spreading slander among your people. Do not do anything that endangers your neighbor's life. I am the Lord. Do not hate your brother or in your heart. Rebuke your neighbor frankly so you will not share in his guilt. Do not seek revenge or bear a grudge against one of your people, but love your neighbor as yourself. I am the Lord. Keep my decrees. Do not mate different kinds of animals. Do not plant your field with two kinds of seed. Do not wear clothing woven of two kinds of material. If a man sleeps with a woman who is a slave girl promised to another man, but who has not been ransomed or given her freedom, there must be due punishment, yet they are not to be put to death because she had not been freed. The man, however, must bring a ram to the entrance to the tent of meeting for a guilt offering to the Lord. With the ram of the guilt offering, the priest is to make atonement for him before the Lord for the sin he has committed, and his sin will be forgiven. When you enter the land and plant any kind of fruit tree, regard its fruit as forbidden. For 3 years you are to consider it forbidden. It must not be eaten. In the 4th year all its fruit will be holy, an offering to the praise of the Lord. An offering of praise to the Lord. But in the 5th year you may eat its fruit. In this way your harvest will be increased. I am the Lord your God. Do not eat any meat with the blood still in it. Do not cut the hair at the sides of your head, or clip off the edges of your beard. Do not cut your bodies for the dead, or put tattoo marks on yourselves. I am the Lord. Do not degrade your daughter by making her a prostitute, or the land will turn to prostitution and be filled with wickedness. Observe my Sabbaths and have reverence for my sanctuary. I am the Lord. Do not turn to mediums or seek out spiritists, for you will be defiled by them. I am the Lord your God. Rise in the presence of the aged, show respect for the elderly, and revere your God. I am the Lord. When an alien lives with you in your land, Do not mistreat him. The alien living with you must be treated as one of your native born. Love him as yourself, for you were aliens in Egypt. I am the Lord your God. Do not use dishonest standards when measuring length, weight, or quantity. Use honest scales and honest weights, an honest ephah and an honest hin. An ephah is used for dry measure, and an honest and a hin is for like liquid measure. Now that line is not stated there. When I said the hin is used for an ephah is used for dry and the hin is used for liquid. That was just something I added. It's from the footnotes, to make completely transparent. I am the Lord your God who brought you out of Egypt. Keep all my decrees and all my laws and follow them. I am the Lord. Make sure it's still recording. The Lord said to in the chapter 20 here, he's talking about the punishments for sin. The Lord said to Moses, say to the Israelites, any Israelite or any alien living in Israel who gives any of his children to Molech must be put to death. The people of the community are to stone him. I will set my face against that man, and I will cut him off from his people. For by giving his children to Molech, he has defiled my sanctuary and profaned my holy name. If the people of the community close their eyes when that man gives one of his children to Molech and they fail to put him to death, I will set my face against that man and his family and will cut off from their people both him and all who follow him in prostituting themselves to Molech. I will set my face against the person who turns to mediums and spiritists to prostitute himself by following them, and I will cut him off from his people. Consecrate yourselves and be holy, because I am the Lord your God. Keep my decrees and follow them. I am the Lord who makes you holy. If anyone curses his father or mother, he must be put to death. He has cursed his father or his mother, and his blood will be on his own head. If a man commits adultery with another man's wife, with the wife of his neighbor, both the adulterer and the adulteress must be put to death. If a man sleeps with his father's wife, he has dishonored his father. Both the man and the woman must be put to death. Their blood will be on their own heads. If a man sleeps with his daughter-in-law, both of them must be put to death. What they have done is a perversion. Their blood will be on their own heads. If a man lies with a woman as one lies with if a man lies with a woman, if a man lies with a man as one lies with a woman, both of them have done what is detestable. They must be put to death. Their blood will be on their own heads. If a man marries both a woman and her mother, it is wicked. Both he and they must be burned on the fire. Why does my tongue feel so weird? So that no wickedness will be among you. If a man has sexual relations with an animal, he must be put to death, and you must kill the animal. If a woman approaches an animal to have sexual relations with it, kill both the woman and the animal. They must be put to death. Their blood will be on their own heads. If a man marries his sister, the daughter of either his father or his mother, and they have sexual relations, it is a disgrace. They must be cut off before the eyes of their people. He has dishonored his sister and will be held responsible. If a man lies with a woman during her monthly period and has sexual relations with her, he has exposed the source of her flow, and she has also uncovered it. Both of them will be cut off. Both of them must be cut off from their people. Do not have sexual relations with a sister of either your mother or your father, for that would dishonor a close relative. Both of you would be held responsible. If a man sleeps with his aunt, he has dishonored his uncle. They will be held responsible. They will die childless. If a man marries his brother's wife, it is an act of impurity. He has dishonored his brother. They will be childless. Keep all my decrees and laws and follow them, so that the land where I am bringing you to live may not vomit you out. You must not live according to the customs of the nations I am going to drive out before you. Because they did all these things, I abhorred them. But I said to you, you will possess their land. I will give it to you as an inheritance, a land flowing with milk and honey. I am the Lord your God, who has set you apart from the nations. And this is during the time when you have Moses and the Israelites, and then before they went into Canaan, which is the promised land, before they took hold of that and stuff like that. So we're still in the times where it's like, God promised Abraham, Isaac, Jacob that their descendants would be given the land, and they're gonna go. They're making their way into it. I am the Lord your God who has set you apart from the nations. You must therefore make a distinction between clean and unclean animals and between unclean and clean birds. Do not defile yourselves by any animal or bird or anything that moves along the ground. Those which I have set apart as unclean for you, you are to be holy to me, because I the Lord am holy, and I have set you apart from the nations to be my own. A man or woman who is a medium or spiritist among you must be put to death. You are to stone them. Their blood will be on their own heads. Yeah, so that's the main thing. One of the main things I want to talk about in these two chapters, is the whole witchcraft, spiritist / medium stuff. And I know that I've been as a new Christian. I've been I'm a new Christian, and stuff. I've stumbled upon the idea of witchcraft and the spiritual warfare, the subject of spiritual warfare and witchcraft and Wicca and all these other all the demonic means that spirit where spiritual warfare is waged. And stuff like that. Satan whispers Satan often goes around tempting people to sin or turn to or become unbelievers or even become believers in Satan. You're worshiping Satan, which that's just terrible. But Satan can influence you to do so. At least try. He's going to attempt it. So just be aware of that the devil is always going to try. The devil is going to try and attempt. It's most likely, at least, going to attempt to tempt you to turn to witchcraft and to him and demons and stuff like that. But don't do it. Resist and pray to God for the strength to resist it, and pray to God for the gift of faith in Jesus Christ, and that He atoned for your sins and stuff like that. Stay in Jesus Christ. Do not turn to the devil, because at the end of the day, the devil is a loser. The devil is going to lose. The devil knows that he's going to lose at the end of time. But the thing is what I was talking about this with the guy at my church last Sunday during the fellowship lunch. I was like, why does Satan keep trying? Why does Satan do all these things when he knows he's going to lose? And we came to the conclusion that most likely, even if the devil knows he's going to lose, he's still going to try. He's still going to not only try to defeat God, he's going to try, even if he's like, oh yeah, I know I'm going to lose and be doomed for all eternity and stuff like that. And he's like, the devil most likely wants to take as many people down with him as possible. And so you pray to God that He does not let you fall under, fall like the devil did from heaven, because the devil used to be an angel, but the devil got prideful and wanted and greedy and wanted to replace God, or at the very least be at the same level of God, and God wasn't having it. So just know that God is above all. God has a plan. God is above all. The devil has to submit to God, because without God, nothing would exist. God is all powerful. Nothing is above God. Nothing would exist without God. So friends, stay away from witchcraft. Do not engage in dangerous things such as witchcraft, Ouija boards, healing crystals, palm reading, fortune telling. Stay away from that stuff. it's no joke. It's no joke. It opens you up to demons. Go look at John Ramirez's testimony, and there are many other testimonies you can find on YouTube about people who grew up in witchcraft, and how they were haunted by demons, and that Christ saved them because Christ is above the devil. Christ can do whatever Christ is way more powerful than the devil. The devil cannot do anything to Christ. The devil's only doing what he's doing is because Christ, I guess, allows him to, and that it all goes into plays all into God's plan and all that stuff, whatever that plan is. And I think in Revelation it tells with what the ultimate end is going to be. But the devil is essentially reined in, like everyone else, all of us. The devil has a leash attached to him by God. God can rein in or let loose that leash as much as he wants. The devil cannot go farther than God lets him. And do not engage in these things. Do not pray to saints. That is demonic. There are people on YouTube that witches on YouTube that have YouTube channels that talk about. I saw it. Isaiah Salvidar did a video reviewing this. A witch talked about how she prays to saints because demons can what's it called? Demons can masquerade and hide and I guess disguise themselves as these saints, but those aren't the actual saints. Those are demons pretending to be them. Paul or someone such as Paul is not gonna come and talk to you. As far as I know, Paul is not going to come. If it is, it's most likely a demon. Paul has come and gone. Paul did what he was called to do by God, and then he died, and I'm pretty sure he's in heaven with God. He is not here. He's not on the earth. He was on the earth, but he is not on the earth now, as far as I know. So stay away from stuff like that. Dream catchers as well. Do not have dream catchers in your house. Do not do the Ouija boards. It's no joke. You will open yourself up to demons. Do not talk to them. Pray to God. That's it. Pray to God. Praise God. Pray every day. Praise Him. Ask for things if you want. But don't demand. But ask. Pray to God that He keeps you in His faith. That pray for others. Pray, pray for, just pray, pray to God, talk to God, because that is don't talk to demons, talk to God. So I'm gonna end it there, and I'll talk to you. Hopefully you'll watch these videos, and or at the very least read the Bible. An NIV Student Bible by Zondervan Publishing. There's a 3-track reading program. It only has you do 1 chapter a day. 3-track reading program. Really get you right into Jesus' teaching. So and it has introductions and stuff to each book, notes. Very nice, very good. I'm gonna end this.